Have you ever seen a political candidate ignite a firestorm before even taking office? That's exactly what happened with Zohran Mamdani, the New York City mayoral candidate who has been dominating headlines and sparking heated debates with bold statements about taxes, billionaires, and fairness in the city. It all started with Mamdani's proposal to raise taxes in what he described as richer and whiter neighborhoods. He argued that these areas are undertaxed compared to the rest of the city, and his goal is simple: fairness. But that framing immediately set off alarm bells across the city and beyond. Critics accused him of targeting people based on race, even though Mamdani insists the plan is about economic justice, not discrimination. The headlines alone were enough to ignite social media. Zohran Mamdani targets rich white neighborhoods. Billionaires shouldn't exist. Socialist mayoral candidate sparks outrage. Each one more provocative than the last. So, who is Zohran Mamdani? He's a young, progressive politician known for pushing aggressive reforms aimed at addressing inequality. He came into the public eye promising to reshape the city's policies on taxes, housing, and social services. And he's not shy about his ideology. During interviews, Mamdani openly questioned the existence of billionaires, saying they shouldn't exist in a city grappling with extreme inequality. "I don't think they should," he said, "because so much money in a moment of such inequality is fundamentally unfair." That statement alone sent shockwaves through New York media and quickly went viral. NDA.in. The reactions were immediate. Critics argued that targeting neighborhoods described as whiter and richer could be illegal under anti-discrimination laws. Legal experts warned that federal scrutiny could follow if these proposals moved forward. Harmeet Dillon, a prominent legal voice, even threatened a Department of Justice probe, stating bluntly, "Racial discrimination is illegal, period." Suddenly, Mamdani's policies were no longer just political proposals. They were national headlines with legal implications. Despite the backlash, Mamdani doubled down. He defended his proposals vigorously, emphasizing that they were about income and property fairness, not race. In interviews, he highlighted that wealthier areas benefit disproportionately from city services yet contribute comparatively less in taxes. His message resonated with a segment of New York voters frustrated by skyrocketing rents, inequitable school funding, and gentrification. They saw Mamdani as someone unafraid to shake up the status quo. But the controversy didn't stop with taxes. Mamdani's comments on billionaires added fuel to the fire. By openly suggesting that the richest individuals in society shouldn't exist, he tapped into a deep cultural divide. For his supporters, it was a refreshing call to rethink extreme wealth concentration. For his critics, it was an alarming attack on private enterprise, freedom, and the very idea of capitalism. Headlines splashed phrases like "billionaires beware" and "NYC socialist rising," framing Mamdani as the most radical candidate in recent memory. Then came the political dynamics. Governor Kathy Hochul officially endorsed Mamdani for mayor, signaling that he had serious establishment support despite his radical proposals. Yet there was tension. Hochul disagreed with some of Mamdani's tax initiatives, particularly those targeting the city's wealthiest neighborhoods. That contradiction gave journalists and pundits more material to explore. How could a candidate be endorsed by the governor while simultaneously clashing over key economic policies? The debate added layers to the story, keeping it in the headlines and fueling public interest. Appnews.com, and then the former president weighed in. Donald Trump called Mamdani a 100% communist lunatic, a statement that instantly escalated the story to national levels. When a former president publicly attacks a city mayoral candidate with such extreme language, it guarantees attention. Trump's comments polarized the debate further, framing Mamdani as either a visionary reformer or a dangerous radical, depending on whom you asked. What makes this story so compelling is the mix of policy, ideology, and personality. Mamdani is young, ambitious, and unapologetically progressive. His proposals force us to confront questions most people avoid. How much inequality is acceptable in a city? What responsibilities do the ultra-wealthy have toward the broader community? And how far can a politician push radical change without triggering legal or cultural backlash? Social media reactions have been intense. Supporters laud Mamdani for bravery, saying he's finally putting fairness and justice above political correctness. Critics, meanwhile, have used memes, op-eds, and viral threads to ridicule his proposals, portraying him as a danger to the city's economy. Platforms like X/Twitter and Instagram exploded with arguments over morality, fairness, and the very future of New York City's neighborhoods. Every post, retweet, and comment amplified the drama. The narrative also taps into historical tensions. New York has always struggled with wealth inequality, gentrification, and housing crises. Mamdani's proposals strike at the heart of these ongoing problems. By proposing steep taxes for the richest areas, he's directly confronting systemic inequities. That's not abstract policy, that's real change affecting real people, which is why the story captures both attention and emotion. Moreover, the framing of the story amplifies the stakes. Words like whiter neighborhoods, billionaires shouldn't exist, and socialist mayoral candidate are loaded with emotion and controversy. Media outlets, whether consciously or not, have leveraged these phrases to maximize engagement, ensuring the story spreads far beyond New York. Every headline reads like a warning, a provocation, or a dramatic spectacle designed to make readers click. Yet Mamdani has remained consistent. He addresses criticism head-on without backing down, demonstrating a rare combination of principle and media savvy. By clarifying that his proposals are about wealth and fairness rather than race, he tries to defuse accusations while keeping his progressive agenda alive. It's a delicate balancing act, and one that makes for captivating news coverage. Legal experts continue to weigh in. The potential DOJ probe, the anti-discrimination considerations, and city law constraints create a complex environment for Mamdani's policies. This mix of law, politics, and social commentary elevates the story from a local mayoral campaign to a national conversation about fairness, governance, and power. At the same time, Mamdani's approach is strategic. By embracing controversy and directly addressing criticisms, he ensures that every headline about him reinforces his image as a bold, unapologetic candidate. Supporters see him as fearless, while critics see him as reckless, but either way, he dominates the narrative. That's how high-profile campaigns get traction in the modern media landscape. The story also raises broader questions for audiences. How much inequality is acceptable in your city? Should politicians be willing to challenge entrenched wealth? And how do media framing and sensational headlines shape public perception? Zohran Mamdani's policies provide a living case study in all of these dynamics. Ultimately, what's fascinating about this story is that it isn't just about taxes or politics. It's about attention, influence, and the clash between old power structures and new progressive voices. The headlines, the memes, the social media uproar, it's all part of a larger narrative about how modern politics, celebrity endorsements, and public opinion interact in an age of instant information. So to recap, Zohran Mamdani proposed higher taxes in wealthier neighborhoods, questioned the existence of billionaires, and faced backlash from legal authorities, political figures, and social media critics. He doubled down on his vision, defended his intentions, and sparked a nationwide debate about fairness, wealth, and the future of New York City. Former President Trump chimed in, the governor endorsed him, and the media ran wild with dramatic headlines. Every element of this story is sensational, controversial, and impossible to ignore. And here's the takeaway for viewers. This isn't just another political story. It's a glimpse into the forces shaping our cities, the power of media framing, and the ways bold candidates can disrupt entrenched systems. Zohran Mamdani's rise and his controversial proposals remind us that real change is never comfortable, never quiet, and often fueled by conflict, debate, and the attention it generates. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Would you support a candidate like Mamdani who challenges the wealthy and aims for radical fairness? Or do you think the risks are too high? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos where politics, controversy, and power collide.